Welcome to Megapath Presents. I'm Ronnie Hayes, and today I got some interesting news for fans and collectors of the Walking Dead comic. Now, Skybound just posted this on their Twitter account, and it is a 15-year celebration hint at new figures coming. However, I thought it was very confusing because when I looked at the first figure, I was like, wait a minute, they already made this figure. This is the very first Series 1 comic book Rick Grimes that we see in issue 1. And then I looked at the second figure, and I said, wait a minute, I already have him too. He was in Series 3, I believe. They made both a color and a black and white version of both the Rick here and this Rick here. And then the third figure was the most recent Rick Grimes, which is the Skybound exclusive New Beginning Rick with his claw hand. And here is a picture of what he looks like. And again, we got a color version and then a bloody black and white version of Rick. So I was a tad bit confused until this last one, because we don't have a Rick that looks like this because it's the New Beginning Rick. However, it looks like the only difference, I guess the pants are kind of the same, the only difference would be this jacket. So I immediately thought of something that I have been wanting Skybound to make ever since we knew about it. It was the Rick cosplaying as Negan. Now, this might not be what it is, so don't get too excited. I still think we should get something like this. I think this would be freaking awesome, and I really hope this is what it is. But there's another Rick figure that it might be. It really might be, and a lot of fans have been waiting for this, and Rick has been wearing it more recently in the comic book. He hasn't worn it for a while, and he just started wearing it again. I think in the most recent issues he's wearing it. His murder coat, or murder jacket, whatever you want to call it. This iconic look of Rick Grimes. We never got one of Rick in Season 3, which is the most iconic. But it looks like we might be getting one with this jacket. This is the TV Rick figure. We might be getting the Rick with this jacket in the New Beginning look. Now, it's a kind of a toss-up, and I'll be honest. If I can pick which one, if I can say, hey, Skybound, make this one instead of this one, I would have to say, please make the Negan jacket first, and then give us the other jacket. And if you are giving us the other jacket, give it to us in both the New Beginning and the older Rick. I'll buy every single one you got of that. I think that would be awesome. That might be a little overkill for some people, but you guys let me know what you think. I think this is either the Negan jacket or Rick's iconic jacket. It is a shame we don't get it in this version as well as this. Now, here's the other thing. We already have these three. And we already have these three in both color and black and white. So are they going to be releasing these in a different variant paint job? Now, this is where it gets a little iffy, because if this is the Negan jacket or Rick's jacket, I don't want them to do a G.I. Joe color scheme or something different or weird with it. These other three, though, if they do something different, I'm fine with that, because I do believe I have a black and white version of this and a color version, and I do have the black and white and color of both of these. I think I'm missing a couple variations of this one, because they released them in a number of different, color and then blood splatter, and then they released them in black and white, and then black and white and blood splatter. I'm almost positive. But with this new figure, like I said, if it is just the Negan jacket, I'm good with that. I don't want any weird or different crazy color schemes. And that's pretty much all I'm picking from this. Unless I'm way off and you guys clue me into something, I do believe this is going to be a box set, which I have to admit, it is smart, and I know some fans are going to be annoyed that you have to buy these three in order to get this one included. If this is a 15-year celebration, we can see, and we do know, they are celebrating 15 years of the Walking Dead comic all throughout 2018. This does look like it's going to be a celebration set. I am fine with that. This is a way to re-release these and maximize some profits and make it worth coming out. Like, let's say releasing this figure alone with the profit potential wouldn't be as big because they already have the molds and everything set up for these three. So if they do create this as a bundle, it would be profit-wise, it would make more sense for them. I'm absolutely fine with that. And considering they charge around $15 to $25 per figure, this is probably going to be around a $75 to $100 set. And again, the big draw is this new Rick. I personally am going for the Negan jacket, but it might also be the classic Rick Grimes jacket. And I feel like, again, let me say this. If it is the classic jacket, I feel like this should also include the classic jacket as well as this, and then do some different variation of this. Now, if this is like a evolution of Rick Grimes, which is what it looks like, I am curious to see what variant they're going to do, because if they don't do a variant, then the likely other option is to have this as a re-release, just in color. This again as a re-release, which is a popular figure. I think this is the most popular Rick Grimes that they released, which is this guy here. So if they do a re-release of this guy, and then this guy's still on up for sale on their site, so I can't see them doing just a straight re-release in the box set unless they do some kind of variant to him, like a different color shirt would absolutely be fine, something like that. Or if they did, can we tell from the image? If they do give a different sculpt to this Rick right after the New Beginning, around the fair, in the comic he shaves a little bit. If that's what they're going for, where this is a re-release but they're tweaking some things on it. This is a re-release again, but they're tweaking some stuff. This is a re-release with his shaved beard. They could do little things like that. But I think I've covered pretty much everything you could with this little teaser they got coming out. And I am very excited for new comic book figure stuff. They haven't had really new stuff in a while. A lot of re-releases, and the fans are just going nuts for new stuff. And I know some fans are not going to be happy about these re-releases, forcing you essentially to get this guy. But like I said before, if it is the only way for them to make sense profit-wise, I'm good with that. Because again, I think this guy's a little harder to get, and so is he. It's probably more expensive buying the original than buying this set, including the other figures when you add everything up. So you guys put your thoughts and opinions, if you're collectors, down below. What do you think this is? Do you think it's Negan in the Rick jacket, Negan in his jacket? Do you think this is going to be a box set? And do you think what other variants do you think they're going to do? Or do you think this is going to be a straight re-release? Put those thoughts and opinions down in that comment box. I'm done talking. It's your turn.